And gents, and welcome to IL-2 Stromovic, the Battle of Stalingrad, and welcome back to a live comms match on the Wings of Liberty server. Once again, I'm flying out with SemperMortem, and today we're taking out the BF-110s for the first time. Now, the BF-110 is the latest addition to the Battle of Moscow lineup for testing in Battle of Stalingrad for the new upcoming expansion. Now, while the plane has been out for almost a week at this time, this is my first time touching it. I've flown out one mission before this one. It didn't end particularly well. I was a bit rough on takeoff, and well, I discovered fairly early on that the damage model on the BF-110 is particularly soft. It seems very prone to taking engine damage. Another thing that I noticed was a potential bug in the aircraft itself. On at least 3 occasions during my flyout this particular day on Wings of Liberty server, I took hits from behind from enemy aircraft, yet I never received a sound effect that I was being hit by cannon fire or machine gun fire. I just suddenly got all the warnings that I had engine damage, and I had engines shut down or start smoking. There may be a sound glitch with the aircraft as well, but it is important to remember that these aircraft in beta, and they are pretty much finished when they go in, but occasionally you do find the odd bug here and there in new aircraft as they've been added in for testing. I mean, that is, after all, the entire point of doing an early access beta test. It's to find bugs before the full release. I'm going to put in a bug report about the sound effects and get them checked out. The BF-110 itself is, well, with its flight model being fairly soft, it's a fairly easy plane to take out. It's also, being an older aircraft in comparison to the more advanced fighters that are available from Battle of Stalingrad, it's a very outdated aircraft, but it does have a couple of redeeming qualities. First is the forward-mounted firepower. It makes this thing incredibly good at ground strafing. The second thing is its bomb capability. This aircraft can take off with a combination payload of the SC-1000 1,000 kilogram bomb, the bomb that you have to strap to the outside of the HE-111 in order to fly. It can also carry either an SC-250 kilo bomb or 4 50 kilo bombs. Now, on this particular flight, I'm flying with the SC-1000 and the 250 kilo. The bit that's really interesting about this, though, and it's where this thing comes into its own, it'll still do 350 at ground level with the SC-1000 and the 250 on board. It'll do nearly 400 with just the 1000 attached. This is probably the fastest strike bomber in the game now. Once the bombs are released, it is incredibly manoeuvrable for a twin-engined heavy aircraft, and I did almost manage to get guns on a Yak in this particular engagement, despite having engine damage. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite get there and he was going to get guns on, and this is where things got even more interesting, because once the bombs were released and I realised that I was not going to be able to get guns on the Yak that was engaging me, I just put this thing at ground level, opened up the throttles, and flew away from him. The overall ease of flying this particular aircraft is also great. This thing is just a joy to fly. It does everything you want it to do at all times without question. So anyways, we're going to flick over to the live comms, and I hope you enjoy. I really got to get myself rudder pedals again. There we go, there's a sweet spot. I'm working a little bit harder to try and get this thing off the ground now. That extra 250.
I think my right leading edge slat's jammed open.
Yeah, I've got exactly the same thing here too.
I just shook it and it closed. I think it might be the crosswind probably what's doing it.
Oh yep, there we go. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's like a crosswind or something might just opened again.
That's still some nice modelling there. I suppose we might as well go finish off this railway station. As soon as I stopped giving it a bit of rudder, it fixed itself up. Right, get rid of this. Taking a little bit longer to get airspeed up this time. A little bit slower too. I'm doing 350. Right. Better set my oil and water radiators to open.
I've gone off to your right. You're going in a straight line still.
Yep. Yeah, I'm beginning my bank around now. I see you. I think I'll bring her a little more. 335, I reckon. Alright. Slightly right of centre, but that's good. It'll give us a good approach angle on the runway. Oh, on the railway station, rather. I'm really going to have to load up the single player and spend some time in this thing. I actually really like this. All of the Battle of Moscow aircraft I'm enjoying more than a lot of the aircraft in Battle of Stalingrad.
What's that part of the war where they were very capable aircraft, obviously, but they had more compromises to get them to that point, so they're a bit more interesting to fly because of that. Whereas later war stuff, they could do more.
Hmm.
Didn't have as many compromises.
Well, it's going to be interesting on DCS in the next couple of days too, or sometime in the next week anyway. There's supposed to be an announcement coming up from Leatherneck Studios. They're working on the F-14 at the moment, but apparently they've got two other projects in the works that are more advanced than the F-14. The F-14's just, their big one, because they're building all sorts of new interesting tech for it. And one of the possibilities of the two aircraft they could be potentially unveiling. Sorry, I thought I saw something in the distance. Potentially unveiling is actually an F4U. They're apparently an F4U and I think it's the Vigan is under development, and at least one of those two aircraft is supposed to be more advanced and getting very close to ready for release. So DCS might be about to take more of my money, because it doesn't really matter which plane they announce, I'm going to get it anyway. I haven't even got my M2000 yet, and I'm getting ready to buy my next plane. I haven't got time to learn them all, but I got to have them anyway. A nice white out in the glass, so I can't see my own, or I can barely see my own elevators. Right. Can't see anything high. And one of these days I have to get you into a little bit of DCS. It is fun. Even just, the planes are so well modelled, even just flying around not in combat is a hell of a lot of fun. You know, flying through a city on the Black Sea map at, you know, Mach 1.3 in an F-15 at about 200 feet off the ground or less, it's...
Yeah, it's just a game I haven't wanted to spend all the time on. Something I very much appreciate the concept of, it's just, time.
Yeah, well, that's one issue with it. I do my best to learn on it as much as I can, but God, the hours, I can put every hour that I've got into that simulation and not learn everything. I'm still... Yep. Going insane.
Oh, gunner's going!
Yep. Yeah, I didn't even hear a shot then. Yeah, good hit, and I didn't even hear a shot. Like, I didn't even hear a sound of it hitting the engine going. My gunner hasn't done jack. What the hell got us?
I don't know, but my gunner's tracking something and I can't fucking see it.
I'm cutting across.
There's a lot of targets over here. You look like you're clear at the moment, unless he's gone up.
I've been looking up, but I can't.
I think you're clear for a moment.
Alright, well, I'm going to drop these bombs.
We've got 109 friendlies.
You're banking hard right and high at the moment, yes?
No, I'm level at this very second.
Alright, there's a target ahead of me then.
Yeah, you've just been engaged by 109, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought I got attacked by a 109 before. I reckon there's somebody over here who can't tell the difference between targets.
Fuck, I missed the goddamn bomb target. Too busy scanning.
Yeah, now you're shooting friendlies. Yeah, that was a bloody ally shooting us then. I reckon this little piece here is this little town has to be a bombing target as well.
Yeah, I've just dropped on it. Watch out, it's going to be blasted in a second.
Yep. 2 away, flying through your blast. Ho!
I get engaged. So it's on me.
Second engine damaged. I can't be too aggressive on the throttle. Actually. Well, the bombing run was successful.
Fuck! Jesus. The yak on me.
No. Damn it, I haven't
Fuck! I just lost an engine. No, no! Oh god, yeah. Lost the lift, I'm dead.
Oh, shoot. I'm on the yak.
I think he's on you. Damn it. This thing isn't very tough. It seems to just die really fast.
No. I can't do this, not with this engine damage. I'm gonna have to break away, and that means I'm dead. There's no way I'm gonna outrun a yak with this engine damage. Fuck it. Let's see what I can do. Gunner, earn your keep. go. Come on, gunner. You can't get all creative here, I'm too low to the ground. Shoot him.
Maybe I should jump in your gun. Oh, I just managed to quit back, so I'm some spastic. You still alive?
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Let's see if I can get a new gun, I guess.
400 kilometers an hour, and I'm flying below the trees following the river. The gunner is going off. It's obviously giving the yak the shits because he's having trouble keeping up, and he can't dip below my guns. Like, can't dip below my gunner's line of sight because I'm too low to the ground. I haven't really got time to turn back and actually look at what's going on behind me, but the gunner's still firing, so he's alive, so it's a start.
You've got a gun already. Someone's gunning for you. A guy named Spudfish is gunning for you.
Well, I have to say thank you. So our surprise gunner Spudfish actually did an incredibly good job. Since he was gunning from my aircraft, he actually did put the hurt on the yak that was on our 6. And a couple of minutes after this, the yak went down and I was awarded the kill for it. In total, that was 37 ground targets in one hit, plus an air kill. Now it was around about here that I realised that we're no longer being engaged. The giveaway, I hadn't been awarded the kill for the yak at this point, the giveaway was simply that I'm no longer being shot at and hadn't been shot at for some time. We're now deep back on the German side of the territories, about halfway back to the Allied runway. So at this point I start backing the throttles right off. I want to be really gentle on that right engine, but I still keep the aircraft low until we get to the runway, as I don't want to get altitude. It makes it me easier to detect, and at the moment I cannot sustain another fight. So we're fast forwarded through about 8 minutes worth of time here. That was just me cruising along at about 150 to 200 feet on approach to the runway. Now, this one was a little bit interesting. Just before we've restarted the footage here, I started getting some convulsions through the aircraft. The plane was really jerking around hard. It seemed to smooth out, but there's now a little bit of a rattle in it, and I've got a funny feeling that that second engine, that right engine, is about to die. Honestly, pushing it that hard, that low, after taking engine damage, I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. So we're on final approach to the runway. You can see it just to the right-hand side of my gun sight at the moment. Now, I've only flown this plane once previous, and it was the flyout right before this one on this particular session of the Wings of Liberty server, and I got shot down. So I've never had to land the BF-110, so this is my first ever landing. With combat damage, definitely the right engine currently in the process of going out, and an unknown amount of possible aerodynamic damage that I actually can't check from inside of the cockpit, and I haven't had anybody else around that can check it for me. Nothing more fun than doing things the hard way. Anyways, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. Fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies. More flap. More flap, come on, way too hot here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Full brake, full brake, full brake, full brake. Oh, and off into the grass. Off into the grass. Hey, but I'm not far from the spawning area. Alright, that could have been a lot worse.